Okay.
Recording.
We're live. We're
Progress.
live. Welcome to Lidat. Hello, I'm your boy Sam. I am joined again today, forever, I hope, by Jose Antonio Guerrero. Antoine, how is your day going?
My name is not Antoine. That's my brother. He's changed his name to Antoine today. That's a good. Actually,
name to Antoine.
I'm gonna name him Antoine.
Antoine. What are you saying? It's Antoine. Why are you going Antoine for? What the fuck is an Antoine?
He wants to be special, so I'm gonna change it. Why can't I change it? He wants to change it. Antoine.
That just sounds like a fucking Pokemon.
He said that he didn't want to have the same name as other people. That is a name that other people have, but I'm pretty sure the way I say it, not a lot of people have it. We can spell it differently, like with a K.
Do you think that he's trying to like differentiate himself between other people from other people or from you specifically?
I mean, I think he's at that age when he wants to find his identity, right? I mean, we all been there. You want to be your own person, and you know, he's talking to me about he wants to get bigger, and he wants to gain some weight, and I'm like, okay, you're at that age. You're at that age. So maybe, I think he wants to find himself a little bit. I don't know if he wants to differentiate himself with me because I don't at home specifically. Us having the same name is not really like a problem, and we don't really are out like that where people compare us all the time. I mean, maybe that could be a reason he wants to be his own person. He doesn't want to be Jose's brother, or like you hired a son. You know, he wants to be his own piece of shit.
Antoine. He wants to be Antoine.
I don't know. Maybe I don't fucking know what the kid wants. He's at that age.
It's like that's either like a Pokemon or like fucking Brazilian porn star.
Brazilian porn star? You know, I had a porn star name that I made up when I was in high school. It was like
you had a porn star name when you were in high school?
Yeah. I forgot what it was. It was like
for sure.
No, we made fun of Magic Johnson because I was like, that's a really good name to have if you were a porn star.
Ironically, you weren't getting ass in high school. So, but you had a porn star name.
First of all, I was getting a ton of attention when I was in high school and in middle school.
I didn't say attention.
Hey, I know, but I'm trying to, spin past it, and you won't let me. What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry.
Fuck you, man.
You had a lot of attention in high school.
No, fuck you.
What was the porn star name?
It was gonna be Magic Johnson. I thought it was a great name.
Johnson.
Magic Johnson. Or like Big Dick Larry.
Big Dick Larry. So far, none of the nicknames you've made are very original.
No. I said that I was making fun of the name Magic Johnson. I can't.
You're making fun of the name Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking, what was your porn star name?
I can't remember it. I knew it was badass. It was like, damn, that's a good porn star name. Can't remember it right now. But I know it was legit. It was legit. It had to do with dick. Like I had dick in the name and everything. I was like, damn, that's a good fucking name.
Me and my swimming team had like names for each other. It was the gayest shit in the fucking world, and I'm not gonna repeat it because it was that bad. Thank God, you kind of mature out of that kind of weird, not weird shit, but like that phase where certain things sound cool, and you get older and like that shit was not cool at all. At least not cool for me now, you know. Like I grew out of that kind of stuff. But
I mean, yeah. Oh wow, that's actually another great discussion. I mean, have you watched the podcast with Jordan Peterson?
I started watching it. Today.
Yeah,
what do you think about it so far?
It's good. I have to stop it like every 45 minutes. It's like 4 hours. I'm not gonna, sit through it the whole thing. But did you get to the part with it? No. It's 4 hours. But have you
How far did you get into it?
Let me tell you right now.
I think I got. I can tell you right now too. Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna have to start it real quick. Give me a second. I'm at the 1 hour and 39 minute mark.
Let's see. Yeah, so actually it's 4 hours, man.
Yeah, I
It's
stopped
longer
it.
than-
I spotted every 3 times. I mean, 3 times basically.
I'm at the hour and 7-minute mark. Okay, we can talk about that real quick. What is the most interesting thing you think you've heard so far?
Well, I was gonna talk about you. Did you get to the part where they're talking about gender? And Jordan Peterson
No.
is. I don't want to ruin it because I need you to like.
I love Jordan Peterson.
It's an interesting observation, and I don't want to. I would like for you to hear it, and maybe for us to hear it again.
Yeah.
Then for us to kind of just talk about it because it's quite interesting. He just talks about kind of like the origin of creativity and gender, and how at a young age when kids do not pass that 3 to 5 age where they have the creativity and they kind of discover other genders, if that part is suppressed, it could lead to I think YouTube is gonna ban it, but you know what? It leads to
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, you don't have to explain too much.
I'm not done with that conversation. They're still on it.
Yeah, we probably gotta hear the whole conversation to have the whole thing in context.
Yeah.
You know. Also, I think the more I listen to Jordan Peterson, the more I realize the way this man thinks, and when he stresses that he's thought of something for a long time, he actually does mean a long time. Because when someone asks him questions, it's almost as if he's thought of the question before. So whenever someone has a question for it, he always has boom an answer, boom an answer, boom an answer. Like when I think Joe and Jordan were talking about climate change, and he was like, "Well, the climate is everything." And he goes, and then I think Joe was like, "What do you mean the climate is everything?" He's like, "The climate is everything." When they talk about climate change, they don't talk about everything. They talk about a specific thing. They talk about warming. Essentially, is what they talk about. And yeah, but they don't offer any other perspectives. I said this. I gave this example to a girlfriend. I was telling her that. Excuse me. I was telling her that there's more Arctic ice now than ever been, or not that there's ever been, but there's more Arctic. We're Arctic ice is growing, right? So the idea that the globe is warming, sure, it can be true, but polar bears are thriving now because they can walk across the land. There was a point in time where there was I think I posted on my Instagram too. There was a point in time where he was like polar bears are endangered because they're drowning and shit like that. And I did research on it, and it turned out it was the exact opposite of that information. Is that polar bears are actually thriving now because they can travel further along the ice, so they weren't drowning. So it's like you got to think how much energy it takes after a polar bear gets inside the water to first the water to thaw out, not thaw out. Their fur, how much heavier they become with all that water on them, and then to get the water off, it takes a lot of energy, and a lot of heat. So polar bears are thriving. So global warming. But I thought it was pretty interesting. Jordan thought of a point like that. He also said something like, and it's something so simple, but when you break it down to like the simplest thoughts, is like, wow, that's crazy. There's some words that mean virtually everything, and it means nothing.
Like anger, we brought up like he was talking about anger. What was it?
Not anger. I think he said like the word everything. Like the word everything. What does everything mean?
Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like when you use the word everything, what do you mean when you say everything? Oh, you know what I mean? Like this and everything else. It's like, what do you mean by everything? Everything is such a broad word. You all know what it means, but it basically means nothing. It means too much. That's what basically. It means so much. It means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People don't look at everything in perspective when they use it. They use everything for trivial things. So it basically lost all value as a word.
Like thing. Look, give me that thing. It's like that thing could be anything, but not like the same shit. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. Do you think he has a lot on his mind? Because when I'm hearing him talk, and it feels like he has like so much information, like he's just breaking under so much. Like, I think there was a part in the podcast where I felt like he was crying, like something was stressing him out. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
He. I'm not sure you know a lot about Jordan Peterson.
He went through. I know he got he was under a substance. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. He was under a not under a substance. He got addicted to a drug accidentally, and him winning off the drug, basically cold turkey, got him effects or withdrawal effects that were so severe that he basically can't remember half of what happened in a single year, and he was so stressed out because life was dying around the same time, so he can never fully heal while that was happening because while he was dying, his wife was dying. So, and he's just recovering. So basically, you hear him talk now. He's been recovering since I want to say summer or March of last year, and he's just trying to regain, the functions and whatnot. And he talks about on his podcast a lot that his people's worn out more often during discussion because he has to strain himself to think as far as he's thinking as he used to think.
I got the sense that he has so much information that sometimes he struggles to put it into words. Like he
example.
Like they were talking about what the heck Joe was talking about. Joe was talking about.
Excuse me.
Shit, man. Joe was pushing him on something. He was just asking him to clarify about a specific point, and like he was kind of like bringing up.
Joe is a very assertive so far as I've heard in the podcast. He was attacking. Not I don't say attacking, but he was very on top of Jordan on a lot of topics. For instance, when you were talking about monkeys and
you mean the monkeys in the cage? That's the part that
the monkeys in the cage. He was very assertive. He was like, well, and then Jordan basically said, well, the monkeys weren't in a cage; they were free monkeys. And it showed, and that's the point that Jordan was trying to make. The point that Jordan was trying to make is that addiction might have more to do with genetics than it might have, or something along the lines that we can't separate the different why certain people get addicted to whatever they get, right? They introduce water and rum or some type of controlled substance to monkeys, and almost all the monkeys could have done with or without it. They didn't really care. But 5% of the monkeys drunk themselves into a coma. Yeah. And then I think Joe tried to argue against it that, what kind of monkeys were these? Were they in the wild? Because they did stuff with wild rats, and the wild rats when they take the cocaine. I guess it was an experiment with rats and cocaine and whatnot. And he said, but rats are stuck in a cage. They're so fucking bored. They have nothing else to do. So that's what they do. He's like, no, the monkeys were free, and it was a controlled experiment. And when 5% of all the monkeys that came drunk themselves, like they were in the frat party.
Yeah, but I think that's what Joe wanted to clarify, because that is an important variable. If the animal's in a cage versus the animal is free, they're more likely to get addicted to the drug if they're in a cage, because they basically have nothing else to do, versus they're free, they have other things to do, so they might just ignore it outright. So Joe was kind of just attacking. I don't want to say attacking him, but it kind of making sure that point, that specific variable is not present, because then it messes up the whole argument, right? Like if you can simply say, well, your control group is messed up. I mean, you know what the fuck I mean. But yeah, I get what you mean. I think he was just trying to clarify. I don't think he was being super assertive. He was just making sure points were coming across as they should be, because there were times where Jordan Peterson was talking and he was kind of going off a tangent or not explaining things and finishing his sentences. So Joe was kind of like, wait, hold up, you didn't finish that sentence, come back. And there was a part that Joe helped me clarify, because Jordan Peterson was talking about something, he jumped to something else. I'm like, whoa, I'm lost here. What do you mean? And that's what I think we're talking about, gender and stuff like that. And it kind of confuses me.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I mean, obviously, he was not. They're both friends, so it's not like Joe was being a freaking dick. It's not like he was.
I don't think Joe's being a dick, but I think Joe's views on a lot of things, such as climate, skews his. Everyone has a bias, you know. That's the one thing that makes us all humans. We're all creatures of habit, and we're all creatures of our biases and whatnot. And I do believe Joe has a clear bias towards global warming, where he does believe that it is a major issue. And I do, and another thing profound that Jordan Peterson brought up was the fact that prediction modules and then I think that's what he says, at a certain point it's all error. Because if you scale out the module further and further out, the more and more room for error that exists. And then he used the example of the $5 to give him a perspective. Or he gave an example. And I think this is the most concise example he gave, right? And you can play this game with anyone else, and you would see that the further you bring out your prediction model,
more variables are going to come into play.
More variables are going to come up. There's so many variables are going to come up that whatever prediction you have is going to be more error than it is going to be fact.
Yeah.
For example, he gave an example. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right. He said, "Oh,
probably the same thing as today.
Basically close as what you're doing today."
Yeah.
Right. He said, "Okay. Now, what if I ask you to do a whole year to this day next year?"
Some things might be the same.
What do you think? No, but the question is, what do you have planned to get done in a year? The plan, the idea is, what are you going to be doing a full year to the day doing that day?
Yeah, and he said maybe some of the things will be the same, but because in that year so many things could happen, that day might be completely different than what you're imagining. Right? So I think it's like, fair. And
it's like, but he also used the idea like, okay, well, scale it out even further. So maybe you can't. Maybe you can predict pretty closely what you're gonna do in a full week. But how accurate can you predict what you're gonna do in a full month? How accurate can you predict what you're gonna do in 6 months? How accurate can you predict within a year? And scale it out for climate change is the exact same variable changes. Imagine even being further magnitude, using the whole fucking globe as an example.
Yeah. There was another point I think he brought up. I think he brought up something about poverty, and he talked about the easiest way of
to fix the climate is to get all the poor people richer,
because then they will be able to focus on
the climate.
But don't you think they're already doing that? I mean,
no,
like regular.
We live in America. That is different for us in America than it is to people in Thailand that dig in the mud to get nuttle pieces for apple. It's a lot different.
So you think over here is probably just more talk. Like people talk about how much they care about the environment.
America, what was the number he said? America has brought down our carbon emissions by 15%, which is a lot. That's a lot of carbon emissions we took out of the air. But I think they made a point that all the materials and minerals and whatever we're taking out of the ground is going to do more damage in the long run. Also, how do you power all the vehicles on the road now that have a combustion engine and turn it into an electric engine? Virtually impossible. There's not enough material within the earth to exchange all those things. So it's like, how do you do it?
Well, according to AOC, we can do it. So I know you're a big fan of her. I mean, since we're talking about Jordan Peterson, you want to do a H3 story real quick?
Yes, let's hear it. Let's hear the H3 thing. So this is what I know.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So all I've heard is that H3, I'm pretty sure, has gone after Joe Rogan.
Yes.
And he has also gone after Jordan Peterson.
Yes, sir.
And to my knowledge of it, years ago, I interviewed Jordan Peterson before I was very familiar with his politics. He was an interesting guest who I enjoy sitting with. But especially now, I can see he's a dangerous gateway to alt-right transphobia and COVID misinfo. I removed both interviews today. Now, hold on, before you continue it, here's a point to Jordan's point he made earlier. When you say words and they mean nothing, this is an example of it. He is a dangerous gateway. So I can understand the word dangerous. Understand the word gateway. to alt-right transphobia and COVID misinfo. I'm not sure if he's saying he's a dangerous gateway to the alt-right and transphobia and COVID and misinformation, or alt-right people are the only people that are against transgender people and against COVID misinformation. I don't know. This guy is
yeah, but apparently, like, Jordan Peterson is a gateway to everything. They were arguing that Jordan Peterson is a gateway to the red pill community. This is his response, Jordan's response.
Okay, I didn't know he responded. What are you up to, Ethan? We had a good conversation. I enjoyed meeting and talking with you. What have I said precisely that motivated your actions and your accusations? Leading our discussion, an honest question. H2H Street Productions. Okay, did Ethan reply?
Yes.
Also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture generally live to regret it. I'm not going to come after you, especially politically? No.
What is it? Except politely.
Well, bro, I'm had a brain fart. Except politely in this Twitter stream, but the chickens will definitely come home to roost.
This is basically his response to the whole conversation. To start, you call it ban on conversation therapy, moral and grandstanding 6 days ago. I don't know what
to start, you called a ban on conversation therapy. Oh, conversion. Bro, I'm retarded right now. What's going on? Conversation?
He
therapy,
typed conversation.
Moral grandstanding. Yeah. It's conversion. He put the wrong word, right?
Yeah. You're not bugging.
Go back.
Oh, go back. Wait.
I thought I was fucking brain dead right now. Can you back up a little bit? Conversion therapy, more moral grandstanding from the juvenile OM. Okay, I remember that. Jordan.
I think this is you believe in enforcing monogamy? Yeah.
You believe in enforced monogamy from New York Times interview. Violent attacks on read this. Violent attacks are what happen when men do not have partners, Mr. Peterson says. The society needs to work to make sure those men are married. He was angry at God because women were rejecting him. Mr. Peterson says of the Toronto killer, the cure for that is enforced monogamy. That's actually why monogamy emerges. Mr. Peterson, well, firstly, is Dr. Peterson. So that's why I'm reading it so weird. I'm saying his name so weird because it's not Mr. Peterson. It's Dr. Peterson. He's a doctor. So first, when you read the article, it's misleading already because they're I don't want to say valuing him, but they are making him seem like he's just a person. He is a clinical psychologist. And so when he speaks with, the knowledge of literature, of psychological literature behind him. And he knows a lot of literature. If you watch any of his podcasts, he speaks heavily on the literature of psychology and philosophy. Mr. Peterson, Dr. Peterson does not pause when he says this. Enforced monogamy is to him simply a rational solution. Otherwise, women will all only go for the most high status men, he explains, and that couldn't make either gender happy in the end. Half the men fail, he says, meaning that they don't procreate, and no one cares about the men who fail. I laugh because it's absurd. You're laughing about them? He says, give me a disappointed look. That's because you're female. Now, I don't remember when this interview happened. That's me personally, but go ahead.
I mean, that's the reason people use that like Jordan Peterson is a gateway to the red pill community. Because I mean, if you read that,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you got what I mean. And for the people.
Now, Ethan replies with your mischaracterization of Bill C-16. I remember this. It was a whole big thing. Resulted in a surge of transphobia. The bill was created to add trans people as a protected group against hate crimes. Using the wrong pronoun would not result in anyone going to jail. In fact, to this day, 0 people have gone to jail. See, now Bill 16, the issue that Jordan had with Bill C-16 was that you were he read it correctly. He read it. I read it too just to make sure. I'm pretty sure the verbiage or the diction or whatever fancy term you want to use, that they used within the bill was you must use the gender someone identifies as. And it was backed by law. So his issue was you were compelling speech, which is something that happens in communist countries, where you're telling me what I have to say, what to do as a concept, right? And then you're backing the entire bill behind law. It's a bill being enforced, correct? So you're putting the weight of your compelling speech through the weight of law. So that was the big issue. I'm sorry. Can you finish up what I was after that?
Yeah, this is basically the last thing. I think it's just a summary of what the law is.
The law is gender expression and as protected grounds to the Canadian Human Rights Act, and also to the criminal code provisions dealing with hate, propaganda, incitement, or to genocide and aggravating factors in sentencing. Can you press play and see what else is in the video?
Oh,
there's something else?
No, there was no more. Let me double check for you right now, but I'm pretty sure there was nothing else. I'm pretty sure it's just the guy talking from that point forward. Yeah, it's just more talking. There was also like this tweet that he did a while back, basically talking about how Joe Rogan, he would love to have a conversation with Joe Rogan.
Would love to do a podcast with you. It would be a huge honor. Appreciate you.
And now look how easily he has turned to the dark side. Or whatever.
Which is crazy because if you've done research on H2H3, him and you know who iDubbbz is?
Yeah. They had to do with the copyright lawsuit or something like that? No,
not just copyright lawsuit. They have lots of videos that exist of them on the internet, splurring I guess like the N-word and stuff. So there's videos that exist of both these white men using racial terminology that would get them canceled to this day. They're basically doing a Chrissy Teigen. They're doing who else got canceled after they try to side with the woke people, and they find something. Someone else did it too. I can't remember the person's name.
A bunch of people left and right.
That's what's gonna happen. People are gonna find something on you,
and they're
just gonna fucking crash and burn.
It's just like Peterson. Jordan Peterson said they'll turn on him.
Like
right now, they're just supporting him because Jordan Peterson is the right person to attack. He's an easy target, supposedly. But
I wouldn't even say that because he's been losing followers.
HGA3?
Yeah, he's been losing followers.
Yeah, because it's you can say. I mean, people cannot be that dumb that you can send some BS from someone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can.
Can you hear anything in my background?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, I think people can sense when someone's being dishonest to a certain level. It's just you're attacking Jordan. You had a conversation with the man, and then you're just flipping on him for whatever reason. So
he's basically becoming a caricature of. So he's a caricature of the woke, and once the people are done with who he's pretending to be, they will discard him. Do I think H3 is going to lose all his fans and whatnot?
No.
And he's not going to lose all his fans and stuff. But you
lose credibility.
You lose credibility. No one's going to listen to you. He basically becomes CNN.
Another one. Is he like a token? Am I using that word right? Token? Trying to learn that word.
No. He's not like a token.
Fucking A, man.
I'll explain this again. A token. Right here, I'll show you a token.
That's another conversation we can have at a time.
This is a token.
A representation, but isn't he a representation of wokeness or trying to be?
Yes, but that's a characterization. That's a person.
See this.
When you characterize something, when you try to characterize someone by their ideals or whatever, and that's all they can be is their ideals, then that's a caricature of the person.
See, then on Sunday, when we have our clips, we're going to have a discussion about these things because people are confusing the living JJ out of me with this whole token, and it has to do with comic books. It's just they're accusing comic books of being tokens, and that's why I was asking you all these questions. It's a bigger thing because I'm confused because they confused me. They're just using this word like, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know what the hell to say about HG3. I mean, I heard good things about him before, but now I'm hearing all this.
He used to be funny. And then he almost got sued. the whole YouTube community banded around him. I remember when he was getting sued, and there was a big lawsuit against him that would have basically ended his career. All the YouTube got behind him, and he won the lawsuit, and he was heralded as, okay, you're basically, there's YouTube royalty. I would say there's YouTube royalty. PewDiePie is there. Mr. Beast is there now. KSI is there, right? I would argue, what's her name? Lily Sings, or it's probably
no.
YouTube royalty. Not now. She lost that status, but
Thank God.
She was YouTube royalty. Who else? I would argue. God damn! I just had Neji Higa. Neji Higa was really big when YouTube first started popping.
Oh shit! I forgot about that guy.
He's YouTube royalty. Ali A, I would say, is YouTube royalty. People that's been there for so long that's made YouTube basically what it is today, right? And H3 when he won that lawsuit, he basically got rocketed up to that level where he's YouTube royalty.
Respected.
And now
that is the copyright lawsuit that he won, right? That's the big one.
I believe so.
Yeah. That's the one that I know him for, because every single time there's a copyright problem, they always bring up H3 and how he won and how he set precedent for it.
Yeah.
So my question is, why do you think people want to switch to this woke narrative? Is it that there's money involved? Because what does he have to gain to be woke? I mean, he's already YouTube royalty, like you said. I'm pretty sure he has more than enough money. I'm pretty sure he's in a position where he can stand on his morals or whatever he believes in, and he doesn't have to worry about giant amounts of backlash. So why does he want to just trash on Jordan Peterson?
It seems that he has not a clinical psychologist like Jordan, or a psychologist like anyone, like any doctor, but he seems to be neurotic, right? Where he's attention seeking. You look at the people he has on his podcast. He talked to Trisha Paytas for some reason. He tried to start a podcast with Trisha Paytas, I believe, and actually died real quick. And he just seems neurotic. It seems like he's been in YouTube so long, he keeps trying to find a way to make himself relevant within the conversation instead of just staying in his own lane. And the trending thing of the day is, which team are you on? And he picks a team, and that team has a lot of backing behind it. It does have a lot of backing behind it.
What does alt-right what does alt-right mean? Because I was watching Tim Pool, and someone said that alt-right just made an alternative to the right. But when I hear alt-right, they keep bringing up the kind of like white supremacists. That's what it means now.
Well, that's the negative connotation that it brings. That's what people try to use. They use alt-right as
kind of like Hitler, like Hitler-esque. But that's not what it actually supposed to mean. But I guess now the meaning has changed. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, but liberal doesn't mean what liberal means anymore. Liberal now means socialist, right? So it's like, and the issue, the main issue that why all these things are occurring is that people are trying to play with what the definition of words. What people have defined words to be for so long, people are playing with those concepts now, which is fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. Words are just tools. If there's a better way to formulate a tool, humans have all the right to change words. I'm fine with that. But humans don't have the right to change words for other people. If those words still mean the same way to certain people than they did before, then I think people should be allowed to live in the world they live in, because that's their world. And then you can't make an argument like you have to, live in my reality when you're trying to force them out of their reality. Yeah. So it makes no sense to me.
I mean,
I have a question for you. Because my friend brought this up to me earlier today, and to me,
the crazy people in the chat.
No. He asked me today, my friend Javon. We had him on the podcast before. I actually want him on the podcast to actually have this conversation with us. Yeah. Actually, let me see if he's busy right now. Let me see if I can join him in there. I'm gonna text him.
Shoot him.
But I'll break down his conversation right now. He asked me today. He texted me today. He asked me, "What do you think about the metaverse?" I was like, I put the word basically inevitable, something that was bound to happen. That's what inevitable means. But he goes, "Do you think it's good and bad?" I was like, "I don't know about good and bad. I think it's like the wind. It depends kind of on the weather. You know, you don't want it to be windy outside if it's fucking also raining. You know, but sometimes you might want a nice breeze on a cool day or a hot day. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, it depends. Is it good or bad? Depends on your view of it, right? That's basically what I was trying to break down to him. And I don't really like speak on his views. He was basically trying to explain to me that the metaverse is the end of humankind, essentially.
Okay.
And his idea is, and this is what here's where the question is going to come from. His idea is once porn becomes VR, GG's.
I kind of, you know what? He's not here, so I won't be able to like agree with him, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. I mean, if you really think about it, this comes from like super red pill shit. Not really. But if you really think about it, the reason mankind has progressed the way it does, if you go at the core of it all, is because men wanted some boom boom. They build stuff because women like being comfortable. They like the lifestyle. They want to conquer. They want to impress. I mean, whole empires have been brought down because of some pum pum or multiple pum pums. My point is, if men can just get what they need in the metaverse, what's the point of going out there and being a guy that has six figures when I can have basically any woman that I want in the metaverse? What's that point of me being a millionaire or a trillionaire and conquering this and building a podcast when my internal desires that I want can just be conquered in the metaverse? I understand. It's a little bit bleak,
so the question, so I guess the general question is, do you believe the metaverse is bad?
I think it's pretty bad. And the reason I think it's bad is because I think we talked about it before. I just think that the metaverse is going to be a place where people are going to escape their problems in reality, right? I mean,
he brought the same point. Continue.
Yeah, it's a place where people are
gonna. You and him are both on the same wavelength. Good. So now I can use you as a surrogate Javon to destroy the mindset you guys both have. Go ahead, continue.
I'm sorry, Devon. We're going down with the ship.
Jesus. Javon, yeah.
Whatever. I'm sorry. We're going down with the ship. I mean, look, being 100% honest, and being serious. Do I think it's 100% bad? No, but I can definitely see how certain people will use it in a negative way and how they're going to use it to escape their reality and to get the things that they actually want in the world. But what do you want to destroy about it? You think it's so good?
Well, first, his main point was, like, both of you guys share the same point where it's a distraction.
It's a message. I mean, come on.
So my response to him was, let's listen to music. He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, and you look at movies? He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, are those bad? And he goes, oh, it's not the same thing.
Depends, yes.
I'm like, how not? My point was like, how not?
Yeah.
If distraction is inherently bad, and not socializing with other people is basically bad, then what's the point, right? And he's like, I don't understand the point you're trying to make, Sam. I'm like,
get you.
You know what movies, music, and art all have in common? What? All humans enjoy them. Every culture in the world enjoys all three of those things. They all have their own style of making these three kind of things, right? It's something that's profoundly human. Profoundly human. Music, movies, shows, media, whatever you want to use, and art. but they're profoundly human, right? Like, though they're distractions, right? I mean, humans have found a way to make money off these things. That people can argue that these things shouldn't have been worth that much, but there's something within humans that decided, they looked at these things and said, these things are worth value, are so valuable that people dedicate entire religions to some of these things. Okay, so now I'll continue forward, right? Or I'll continue forward by going back. The entire scope of human history, and this is obviously a over generalization of human history, clearly, but the point or the spirit of the point still remains. Humans have progressively gotten more and more connected throughout history, and it's every culture that thrived for this. It wasn't just like, sure, those definitely dominant cultures that fucking took over places. But after that, humans just got more and more connected over time, right? Be it better ways of communicating, mail, learning how to write and speak is just so humans can communicate with each other, right? Then you got mail, so you can send mail to people. You get phones, you get neighbors, tribes become communities. Communities become governments become states, those states become nations. Okay. Right? It says the groups of people getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. Let's move forward, right? We had the telephone. We had a phone. People, when phones first started coming out, on the phones all the fucking time. I mean, you go on the subway now in New York, you're gonna see people on their phones, right? Right. So I guess you and him both made the same comment where it's like, oh, people are getting separate because of all this technology that exists.
No, I don't think people are.
Okay.
But continue.
I was like, okay. I'm like, so I'm assuming that you believe that social media is bad. He That's said, yeah, that was him, but he's at the gym right now. So you believe you believe social media is bad, right? He's like, come on, man. There's no way you don't think that social media has made a net negative on humans. A net negative. And I brought up the point again. I was like, you're making the exact same argument that one of our closest friends, Ish, made. And I personally think I probably used the wrong term because we're close friends, so we insult each other. I said that was a stupid statement. It's stupid, and it's more either nihilistic view of humans or narcissistic in the point that you view something one way, and that's the only view that you can have for it.
Well, I don't view it as but I don't view it as like I'm not saying that music let's just say social media. I'm not saying that social media is 100% bad. I agree that there's good that comes with it, but it's also bad. It's like the metaverse. That's the way I see the metaverse. It's like there's bad to it.
As technology increases, people make more money on average. As technology increases, younger people start to make money even earlier. There's more people from our generation and the generation before that have become millionaires off of social media than ever before. There's more people. Like Nate Shot is a fucking gamer. He was a gamer. Now he now owns 100 Thieves that is valued at $100 million. This is all off of YouTube. He doesn't even have that many subscribers on YouTube. I think he has not a lot of subscribers. I'm comparing him to the giants inside on YouTube. He has about 3 million subscribers.
Okay,
about 3 million.
So you're making the case that the metaverse is not bad, but it's not good. It's depending on how you use it.
I'm making the case that technology isn't good or bad. It's humans that add the. Here's a better example. They'll make my point, right? He used the example of a car. He said, okay. So you wouldn't say a car is good a car's good, right, Sam? And I was quiet, right, because I was befuddled by the stupidity that was being bombarded towards me. I was like, no, a car is useful. And he goes, oh, so what is good? What is good, Sam? You using these semantics. I'm like, no, you take a human out the car is just there.
Like a gun. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
True. That the thing is, he would argue that guns aren't the problem, it's people. He would argue that. But when it comes to the view of social media, he can't he can conceptualize that it's the humans. I feel like his view on social media and tech is so viewed in such a negative way based on the climate of how these things are being perceived now, that he can't take away the fact that it's not the gun shooting people, it's people shooting people.
Okay. So because like what belong, but I was like, why the fuck? What is the disconnect here? I got the disconnect. He thinks that it's all bad, basically. The technology is all bad. Yeah. It's honestly, it's kind of like the red pill thing, right? Like the red pill is not all bad, but if you're a guy and you're going the red pill, you start thinking that all women are pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Like, is your view? You know what I mean?
But he thinks bad is inherent with the tech.
Oh,
and that's what I'm saying. That's the issue. He thinks bad is inherent with the tech, right?
No,
but we can use a different situation, right? What about fucking rocket ships? Rocket ships bad? Probably not. I don't think he would say rocket ships are bad. But I'd bet you because I'm taking a huge leap on these kind of things right now. But I'm gonna say something anyway. If you add rocket ships in the context of becoming a multi-planetary species, then there might be a negative context to it, because he's a very religious man. That might be bad for him.
So you're basically saying that, like, for example, like nuclear power, he would view it as nuclear power is bad because it will kill billions, versus seeing that
nuclear power. I'm not saying that'll be his views, but the argument of his views would be
he can't see any good in it.
Nuclear kills people, so we can't use nuclear.
Therefore, it's bad, versus nuclear.
Yes, but water. But
yeah, okay, I see what you mean. I got
it. The counter argument would clearly be, well, water drowns people, but we still got to fucking drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, he was like, right now he texted me, Sam, gather your thoughts. I'll call you on break tomorrow. I don't need to gather my thoughts. I know what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It's not concise.
I got you. But I do agree with him that a lot of incels are gonna be born with this whole metaverse. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Our bad things are gonna happen with the metaverse. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
There's gonna be
someone made the cell phone. I'm pretty sure they didn't think scam calls are going to be a thing, but scam calls are a thing.
Yeah, there's going to be
bad things are going to happen.
And I already told you the story about the online rape in the metaverse. Someone was raped in the someone was raped in the metaverse.
Hey man, we can't use that word here.
Grape. Someone was grape.
You gotta edit it. You gotta edit that shit out.
Fine. I used the word grape. Grape. Someone was graped in the metaverse.
I don't want to talk about the subject.
But I see what you mean. Okay, I got it. But I still believe in incels are gonna be born in the metaverse. It's full of incels.
Okay, well, here's a good conversation then. If the metaverse is a world that you pay for it to exist, right? You want whatever you want to exist within that world. What do you do about people that actually want to do that? They actually want to commit rape to people within the metaverse. If they're paying for that experience.
Man, this is like Westworld
and this shit. That's what I'm saying. It's some deep shit. Like what is allowed and what's not allowed.
Man,
that's a concern. Yes, and I understand that's a concern.
I mean,
but that's like the same thing with government.
And if they're doing in the metaverse, it's like the Westworld thing, right? In the Westworld, you have robots, and you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want to those robots, and there's basically no rules. So if you're a psycho, you go to Westworld and you take care of your urges. Look, the technology is not here yet. So how about you ask me when it's here? Because right now, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't know what type of tentacles is going to be in some house, some anime stuff in Japan. I don't know. You know how the Japanese go. God bless Japan. Come on, you don't know. You know about the tentacles in Japan? You know about the tentacles in Japan?
I don't know about. All I know is that they had a tsunami over there. Is that what the tentacles you're talking about? Well, all this
yeah, freaking octopuses came on. Yo, girls love octopuses.
God.
Girls love
octopus.
Yeah, I get it.
Octopuses.
I get it.
Octopuses.
Yeah.
That's not octopus. They're like octopuses.
Yeah. Hopefully you got my pun. Like my
I
pun.
got your pun. I understood it.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know, man. I get your point. It's not all bad. Depends how you use it. It's just like Instagram. You can get addicted to it and basically not do nothing with your life and spend 10 hours on it a day. Or you can do what we're doing. This is a milestone. I forgot. We got like 1,500 views on. Where are you? 1,500 views.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Assalamu alaikum. Good shit. There you go. We can use it in the right way. There you go, Javon. What do you have to say about that?
That is true. We finally hit 1,000 views, but it was on Instagram though. It wasn't on YouTube.
What the hell?
1,500 views. Victory is a victory.
And
That's pretty big on the views for us.
Assalamu alaikum.
Pretty happy about that.
I like it.
It's only up from here, man. This is the most consistent we've been on uploading since we started.
And we have
I think we're more consistent now. Yeah, we're more consistent now than when we started.
Yeah, and we have a ton of videos lined up. So literally, if I get sick, it should be good for like a week, basically.
Yeah, and I could also record by myself too, because we kind of do the clips from my side anyway.
Yes. This is. I mean, I told you already about. I want to get a couple of people on from.
Yes.
We're going to talk about depression. There was another topic that I don't know if you want to do it after this. We could if you want. It's perfectly fine. But I was thinking of maybe grabbing 3 or 4 people, do a video on them and kind of their stories and how they went through. Like there's the guy in the gym that I posted the other day. He's 19.
You have cameras, right? You have cameras. Are you gonna invite him to your place, or how are you gonna record him?
We could do that, or we could do a Zoom meeting. I mean, I think he has a great story, bro. I mean, he's 19 and he was benching 405 pounds out of meat. For you guys that
benching 405 pounds.
Yeah, bro, and his squat and bench are insane, bro. He's 500 plus, probably even more than that. And I'm over here being a little downplaying him right now. Let me just see. Okay, he has a video where he's
plus 19.
Yeah, he's deadlifting 434 pounds. Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah, but that's not maybe that's not his meat numbers. But he's using calibrated plates. For you guys that don't know, calibrated plates are plates that are measured and weighted to be exactly what they weigh. So he's benching straight up 400 solid ass pounds at 19. He went to depression and he's going to go for his pro card on nationals, which is pretty impressive. It's like, damn, that's fucking
crazy. I have a question for you, right? I have a question for you because you're more in tune with the gym. I'm trying to get more into back.
He's a power lifter. So
yeah, I mean, besides that, right? This is about me and gym. So I use the upper chest press, right? The thing, you lean back right there, you have like this, and you're pushing it, right? Right. That doesn't have I know the machine right there, it doesn't. I throw 2 plates on it, but it's not the same as I know it's not the same as throwing up 2 plates with the barbell. I know that. So for me to I feel more comfortable on the machine than I do on free weights. Like for some reason, like whenever I do free weights, I hurt my shoulder all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I decided to I'm gonna start using the machines instead. I'm gonna lift the same weight and just see what's going on. Right. So before I went to the machines, when I was doing free weights on the barbell, I was throwing up 2 plates. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't anything crazy. But I've been working my way up there because my chest, for whatever reason, for the size that it is, it's fucking weak as shit. It's weird. My chest doesn't look like it should be as weak as it is. So the 2 plates was an issue for me for a long time. Now I thought I'm the problem. I gained a little more weight. I thought up it's fine. I was using the upper chest press. Right, and I put the 2 plates, and then I put the 25s there to almost get me to my 45 plus 10. So I'm basically doing the same thing I would do on free weights, on the bench, right? And It was no problem. It was no problem. I was throwing it up or whatever, right? Then I went to a machine. That was meant to do just like it's supposed to simulate a straight bench press. And I put it on 200 pounds, and I was struggling. It was like the worst thing in the world. It felt like I was throwing up like 300 pounds. I swear to you.
It's not free weights. It's just another machine, right?
Yeah, but the upper chest one, it was like that. It was free weights. I could throw plates on it to even out the weight. It wasn't like I had like the stick and put the weight on there. I could throw free weights on there, so I can add it up to whatever weight I needed it to be.
Yeah. When I mean
but on the other machine, it was the stick shit where you put it at whatever. I put 200 to get some blood in my chest or whatever, and it was like I couldn't I moved it like 4 times, but I feel like it was the heaviest thing I ever threw up in the world.
So you're asking why is it different?
I'm asking why is it such? Why do you think there was such a drastic change?
I mean, I know for sure there's a difference between, because I know which ones you're talking about. You're talking about it's basically a machine, but you put weight on it, and then there's the ones that already kind of have like 10, 50, 100, 200, on the top, right? I mean, it could be just you're using different mechanics, the angle of it. I do notice that there's obviously a difference in when I switch machines, but I tend to find the machines that I have to put the whatever the clip or whatever thing those are a lot easier for me versus the weighted ones. Those are kind of, I mean, it could be the angle. I don't know. Like I need to see what type of machines they are. It could be the angle because I don't
think it's the angle because I've used the regular one with free weights. And if anything, I'm throwing more weight there than I would do on a regular barbell. I can 3-plate it on both sides. And I can 3-plate on both sides. So 3-plate on both sides without the extra 45. What is that, like 250, 275?
Another thing, the only thing I can think about is that there's certain machines that isolate a muscle a lot better than others. So maybe in this machine, you're straight up using chest versus other machines where you'll be using your chest,
shoulders and triceps,
and shoulders, and that will help give you an extra help there. That's the only thing I can think about. I would need to see the machine, but that's basically that. I know with free weights, there's something called stabilizer muscles, which bodybuilders kind of laugh about it, which it is why it's a little bit harder with free weights because your body needs to stabilize, kind of like I think your wrists are stabilizer muscles or stabilizer fucks, and that's what makes it a little bit harder. But it's probably because it's just isolating a specific muscle, and it's doing it.
Yeah, that shit is the weirdest thing in the world. I even do the cable flies or whatever.
Oh, you use this freaking machine? The one that goes like this?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Fuck that. I can't use that. That shit fucks with my shoulder. I use the regular fly.
I can do either one. I can do this one, or I can do this one, or I can do the cable flies over. Over.
My body doesn't like this one at all.
But with this, I'm squeezing 190, 200 easy on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So my issue is if I'm fucking throwing 200 pounds on this shit, it shouldn't be that much. There shouldn't be enough isolation where, like, I'm pushing the thing. There can't be that much isolation for my triceps and my shoulders. I think the machine might just be busted or something.
I mean, some machines are a lot easier than others. For example, there's leg press machines who you can basically put plates on plates on plates.
Yeah.
Right. And you're using the same muscles, but when you go to another leg press machine, you're putting like half of it. That's something I found a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I noticed when I do the leg press. Just my legs, I can fucking fill it up. I can fill up the rack.
Yeah, you should just go to a bodybuilding gym.
But if I do the squats, I'm doing like half the weight, maybe even a third of the weight sometimes.
Like a regular free weight squat. You don't have a safety bar?
No, we have a safety bar.
Yeah, use the safety bars. They're gonna fuck you up, and you're gonna have to.
But I need to get knee braces though. Cause my knee, I notice that my knees starting to hurt when I go down a lot.
Take omega-3s. You don't take omega-3s or fish oil?
I have some vitamins here. I just don't fucking hate taking pills.
I mean too, but omega-3s make such a big difference. I used to have a massive shoulder problem when I used to go to crunch. I don't know if it's the gym change or the omega-3s and the fish oil. I think better equipment definitely helped my shoulder. But when I was taking fish oil and omega-3s, and Yeah, it made a massive difference.
But how much is like a powerlifting gym cost though? What's the difference in price?
I mean,
it's a lot different.
I mean, you have $15 at Crunch versus 50 at the gym that I go to, which is bodybuilding gyms. I mean, they're more expensive because they're more specialized, and they have the real equipment that you need. There's actually a gym that you have. I don't know how far is it from you.
That shit expensive.
I think it was 40 though.
I mean, I was paying 40 over there in New York when I went to exports.
Let me see. There's a gym that you have in San Antonio that I'm gonna go there. John Jewett goes there.
What's it called?
Give me a second. It has everything. It basically has everything you fucking need from what I saw.
Yeah, they're about to finish up right now.
The Muscle Factory. Yeah. They even have a fucking pendulum squat. Disgusting fucks. I don't have a pendulum squat.
I don't know the name of the gym.
The Muscle Factory. It's a bodybuilding.
The Muscle Factory?
Yeah.
Bodybuilding gym? Yeah, San Antonio.
You guys have beautiful equipment, I'm not gonna lie. Beautiful fucking equipment in that bitch. I mean, look at all those attachments. Good lord, bro. You even got belts and bands.
I can go crazy. My boy sent me 2 videos.
All right, brother. Let me
all right. I mean, I sound like that was the podcast right there. Send me the Muscle Factory. Working out hard this week. That's why I'm so tired. You know, my energy is probably a little lower on the podcast than it usually is. I'm usually a lot more hype. But I am trying to push myself to my limit for the next 3 to 4 months because I do want to see how it look. I do want to see how it look in the summer when I lose weight a little bit. And I kind of have it in myself that within a year or 2 years from now, I'm probably gonna stop going to the gym. I'm gonna stop trying to progress in the gym. I'm gonna maintain. So I'm trying to get my dream body for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a winning physique. So I got 5 years to go. Yeah.
Winning physique. How old you be in 5 years? 27.
Yeah, 28. I got 28. I mean, 4 years. I mean, a year already passed. But yeah, man. Fuck the summer. I'll be thick. I'm 210 right now. Stay thick. Well, I'm 205.
Just leave it alone, baby.
All right, guys. Take care.
Man. Okay, bye.